Okay. Okay, I think that's good. I guess maybe I have to open like the little area where it shows the stream inside of my YouTube, the website or whatever. I don't know. That's so confusing. But anyways, whatever. Looks like YouTube's live. Looks like Twitch is live. So yeah, let me go ahead and start the stream. So, welcome to the Game Engine stream. Today is January 31st for me. It's a Friday, so last stream of the week, presumably. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. All right. So updates. So I did a little off-stream coding, like as I do, right? The past between last stream and then the start of this stream, I added 2 commits, so I'll go ahead and kind of show what I did with that. But just to summarize it, I basically worked on adding the ImageButton widget, right? I finished up kind of the basic implementation of that. It's rendering everything, so I'll show you that. And I did some additional work on just general resizing for all of the widgets, just so that, like, you know, I mean, it seemed like the image buttons kind of needed it. And yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Today should be a bit shorter of a stream, about 2 hours, not the full 3 hours today. I got some stuff to do later, and then I gotta prepare for work, so. And also, I've been doing this UI stuff. I don't know. It's kind of boring, but it's, you know, super necessary, right? So it is what it is, right? I've been doing like some math in the background too, so I've been trying to get through that as fast as possible, just so I'm prepared for some of the more like advanced graphic stuff when I really start getting into that. But yeah, I think that's it for the updates. Let's go ahead and get into the stream. We'll check out the progress board. So I made a few changes to the progress board. Basically, if you take a look over here in the completed features, I added a few things just because I did end up finishing them at different points and I forgot to like put them in the completed section. Like I added asset namespaces instead of the scripts. Like that was added, I think like 4 or 5 streams ago. So I put that in completed. I added a color picker, so I put that in completed. And I finished the image button between after last stream, right? So I just moved that over to the completed features, right? So yeah, what I've been working on in the last commit was better resizing options for the widgets, and I'll go ahead and kind of showcase that. And what I'm hoping is I can finish this up and then start working on checkboxes. That'll be really nice. And yeah, checkboxes really shouldn't be too bad. They're kind of just an extension of the image widgets and the image button widget, just with like a false and true state. So you'll have like different images for the false and true state, right? I don't know if I want to like provide a like default implementation of it, where like if you don't provide any image, it will like have like a default visual. I'm kind of leaning on no, but yeah, I guess we'll see. No, maybe I should. Because you might like open the checkbox and be like, why is it not showing anything? Yeah, but we'll get into that in this stream, so. Trying to think of anything else I should talk about before I start looking over the things that I added after last stream. I think that's it, so. Yeah, again, let me make sure that the audio is working. All the stream stuff looks good. Yep. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what I got done in the last 2 commits. Okay, so I added a bunch of the test widgets inside of test UI, right? Kind of a throwaway UI thing, right? So you can see here, I have my little button widgets. This one is just an image Wait, how's this called button widget? I just realized it's called button widget. Okay, wait up. Give me a sec. Just found a little bug just thrown in there just for fun, right? UI editor properties. This is like a one-line fix. Let me just go find the image widgets, and then in the header, yeah. How did I not notice that before? Yeah, definitely need a QA team at some point. QA team being just me. Me, an energy drink, and like 3 days of just like crying over bugs. That should fix that. Alright, okay, better. Image widget options, okay. So anyways, let's get back to showcasing the new things. So you can see that this button, right, or I mean this image, right, this I've already had, it only contains options for the image, right? I added this recently, this like fixed aspect ratio. I'm gonna get into this, I wouldn't worry about it right now. But here is an image button, so it contains options for both the image, fixed aspect ratio as a part of this, and then button options like, is it selectable, what's the background color, like the default background color, and then what's like the on press, you know, right? So you can kind of see here, there's not, the background color is like 0.05. Let me change it to something a little bit more visible. There we go. And yeah, so I mean, it functions like a normal button. It just has an image instead of text. That's kind of the long and short of it, right? So yeah, got that implemented. That was pretty nice. The other thing that I added, and that was like the first commit. The second commit was better sizing options. So before, the sizing was just percentage based, right? It was just assumed to be percentage based. I added the ability to provide like a sizing mode, either pixels or percent. So if you do percentage right, this is just percentage and it stretches it. It's kind of weird, right? But yeah, it's just a overall percentage of the window size, right? So if I move this over here, you can kind of tell that if I put this to 1 and I put this to 1, it's like 100% is the idea, right? But now you can add like a pixel value, which currently is 50 by 50 as the default value. And then yeah, you can just specify a specified pixel value so that it never changes based on the aspect ratio. And that's kind of important for like these images because you might want to specify them exactly so it doesn't distort the image too much, right? And yeah, I think that summarizes what I got done after last stream. Okay, I guess the last thing is this like fixed aspect ratio thing. This is the reason why I'm not completely done with the sizing stuff yet. So the idea behind the fixed aspect ratio is when you select it, when you come over here, when you modify it, what should happen is if you modify its size, it will try to maintain the same aspect ratio of like the image, right? It's not fully implemented yet, so I still need to like get that working. But the data does already exist inside of the image button. It's all fully serialized and everything, so that whole part is done. The only last step is just getting it like working and making sure that when I update like the sizes and whatnot, that they reflect properly. So yeah, that's the next thing I'm going to work on right now, and then after that I'm going to start working on a checkbox widget, and then yeah, I think we're getting down the list of like widgets I'm going to need in general, I suppose. So yeah, looking good. Go ahead and save this. And let me go back to my progress board just so I can kind of be clear of like what I'm kind of leading towards, right? So I'm gonna finish working on this better resizing thing. Again, just finish up the fixed aspect ratio situation. Then I'm gonna deal with the checkbox, right? Which is right now. And the reason I'm doing it in this order is because, again, the checkbox is kind of like an extension or a more complex version of the image button. So, you know, image button first, and then checkbox, and then, you know, go in order of complexity, right? The next thing is going to be the input widget. So it's just, my idea for this one is a single line text input, right? So don't go crazy with like multi-line yet. I'll add multi-line like if I need that later. And yeah, you just pretty much display the text like I normally do, right? But you have the ability to like click inside the bounds and then it like moves the cursor. I mean, you know, like a input text widget, right? So get like a little indicator showing where I'm currently typing. If you type, of course it should capture like your keystrokes, right? And not push that along to the rest of the system. And like so on, right? So yeah. Next thing is the slider widget. Slider widget should actually not be too bad. The most complicated thing about it is just setting up the basic like visualization for it. So just adding like that like line going from like 0 to 100, right? And then just adding like a bar that you can move with the mouse, right? But I looked at the actual math for doing it. It's really easy. The only like somewhat complex thing is just making sure that I translate between the percentages of the bar to the actual like value that you're indicated, right? So you have to like do like a proportion thing, but it shouldn't be too bad. After that, it's gonna be the combo widget. The combo widget's gonna be fairly complicated because I'm gonna need to like open up like a little dialogue, and then I gotta figure out how I want to handle the input when that dialogue thing pops up, right? So you click on the combo, it opens up like a series of options, and I need to make sure that when that series of options is open, right, that you can click on it and then it doesn't mess with other things, right? And yeah, I guess that's probably the extent of the complexity. Also just figuring out how to render the text below and draw the outlines and whatnot. That's like a whole thing. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. And yeah, the widget list is going to be probably the most complicated aspect of this, but once this is done, I'm done with the UI. So the widget list, I think I'm going to call it a vertical container. I think that's what the actual widget's going to be called, right? And the idea is you're going to have a container widget. You can add that to the window, and that container can contain widgets, right? And you just need to render each widget in the list after the other, right? And just make sure you preserve like the running index, and that's about it, right? The most complex thing about that is I'm gonna have to kind of change up my entire way that I index my widgets, because currently the way I index widgets is using the window number and the widget number. So like which window are we at, and then which widget are we at? But that abstraction doesn't work when you have like nested containers, right? So I need to figure out a new way of like uniquely identifying widgets. And my current idea for it is just ID numbers. So just generate unique ID numbers and then insert that into a map. And then that map will output directions on how to get to that particular widget, right? So that adds a bit more work on my end to get it like set up, but it opens a lot of like doors for like other things later on, right? So yeah, that would be the most complex part of getting that working, right? But I already kind of have something similar to that working with my editor UI trees. I do like a similar ID system, so it's not like it's completely foreign to me. So yeah, we'll get into that. And again, the last thing is just aspect ratio stuff. So this is just figuring out like how I want to display the widgets in different aspect ratios. And I had more ideas on how I wanted to do this. And the nice thing too is some of the features and how this is supposed to work kind of relies on this ID system working. So I can get the ID system working here, and then I'd say about like 50% of the work for this is already gonna be done once I do this. Yeah, and then that'll be it. That'll be it for the UI. I'll just add more UI widgets as needed, but yeah, it seems like it's coming along pretty well. Sorry about the long description of what we're doing, but I just figured I'd kind of refocus on like what I'm actually doing with this instead of being like, we're going to be going on doing this forever, right? That is definitely not the intention. But yeah, enough of me blabbering. Let's go ahead and get into the code. What was that, like the first 20 minutes? Yeah, that's fine. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the code. I think the first thing I need to do is just define what I want from the fixed aspect ratio thing. And then once that's good, I should be good, right? Like once I've defined that, I can just implement it and then move on. So oh yeah, I forgot I did this. Wait, is it not saved as pixel size? Hold on. Like something went wrong here. Yeah, something's broken there. Are we not serializing it? Hold on. Just found bugs just for free, right? They call me the bug maker. Where is it? Okay, let's see. Yeah, I definitely need to add like a find function at some point. Wouldn't really be that hard either, just regex. Let's see, ImageButton widget. Yeah, this one. Which one am I worried about? Size type. Okay, yeah, percent size and pixel size. Okay, yeah, we're using pixels, so why is it initializing with wrong type? Maybe I'm just not deserializing it for some reason. Let me check that. That could be a possibility. Or is it user interface manager, I think? Yeah, are we not deserializing that? But this is the serialization code, so size type, right? Let's take a look. Oh, not. Okay. Well, yeah, that explains that then. Which one's the most similar? Oh. No. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, probably this one. Let's bring it over. I think it's just called size type. Hopefully I don't type. Well, it'll tell me if it tries to deserialize it, it'll be broken. Did I call it size type though? Let me go check. I just want to be sure. Yeah, it's called size type. Okay. So size type, size type. This is the general widget, right? Yeah. Okay. So that should fix that bug. Let me check, did I add fixed aspect ratio as well? I don't know if I forgot to do that. I'll just search for it. Fix. Oh. Okay, now fine. I'll just scroll down. No, I added it here. Yeah, and then I also added it right here. So yeah, we should be fine. Yeah, I might clean this up and add some functions, like above this, so that I don't have to keep repeating myself so much. But that's if I have to repeat myself 3 times, then I'll come back and add some functions, so I don't keep doing that. Everything's fine now, though. Okay, cool. So now it's working correctly. This thing's off for some reason. Well, I guess the image is centered, so that's probably why. At some point, I might add an option where, like, you can align the image relative to itself, maybe? So you kind of get it exactly where you want it to be. Yeah, I might do that. But I don't see myself needing that right now, so I'll leave it alone. It being centered is good enough for me. Okay, let's get back to what I was doing. Fixed aspect ratio, right? So the idea should be, right, that when I flip this like thing, right, the first thing that should happen is I should go to the pixel sizes, and then for now, I'm just gonna make the assumption that the X value is what we want to base the aspect ratio off, right? You could do both, right? But yeah, I'll just assume that that's what you want to base it off when you're flipping this switch, just so like it can automatically get resized. And this will happen for both the pixels and the percentages, right? So it'll do some reverse calculations, figure out what the absolute values of these are, and then try to like fit it to the correct value. So that's gonna be some algebra, I believe. But yeah, when I flip this, it should make these sizes match the correct aspect ratio. And then the other thing, right, is if this is flicked, right, like this is like this, then any modifications to this should make both of them change. Right, so if I modify this, change it to a different value, this should get changed as well to reflect keeping the aspect ratio the same, right? And then if this is false, then we won't do this check and we can just modify it. And I think that's it. I don't think I have anywhere else I resize this thing. I could add like a widget, right? For like, because right now I have this widget or this like gizmo, right? For moving this around. I could add a gizmo for like resizing. I might do that at some point. And then I'll just run them to the same function, I suppose. But I think that covers it. Let me write down my thoughts just so I don't forget. I'll come down here. Let's get rid of some of this. Do I clear mouse picking? Yeah, I'm already done with all this. I don't think I'm dealing with this anymore either. Okay. I'm trying to think. See, I already forgot what I was going to do. Oh, yeah. So reflect modified aspect ratio. Reflect the modified aspect ratio. Or modify widget size when changing aspect ratio option, and then also ensure widget size adheres to here's to aspect ratio changes when modifying the widget's X or Y size. Yeah, that's a mouthful, isn't it? But yeah. Alright, this one should be fairly easy, and I can kind of figure out the math for it right now. Let's see. I kind of want to get this. Yeah, let me think. Okay, I think I know. All right, let's head over to the first one. Where is that's the fixed aspect ratio, right? UI editor. I don't know. We want to go to the runtime UI service. We want to build this as an internal function. And let me head down to one of the validation functions like this. So static void calculate. Is it already break time? Okay, just give me a second. Oh yeah, my fingers were stiff. I guess it's because it's cold. Alright, let's continue. Let's see. Calculate fixed aspect ratio size. Okay, and then I think we're gonna need both of these. Or do we? Yes, I think we do actually. We need the window and the widget. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so yeah, the first thing is I probably need to figure out which value is being modified, right? Is it the X or Y value? And then I need to base my decision on the correct value, right? For now, I don't need to worry about that, but I will add that option in a moment. Yeah. So for now, we're going to assume X. So to do fix assume X. value is the basis for the aspect ratio, right? Okay, and let's think of what I gotta do. So basically, get the aspect ratio value as a vec2, I guess? As a vec2. I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about it. Oh, hey, Red. How's it going? Oh, again, by the way, Red's on YouTube, so if you're on Twitch, I'm talking on YouTube. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I saw your videos like the other day, and yeah, you go crazy with the graphics programming, man. You gotta put some respect on your name. You know what I'm saying? I was like going crazy with it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I was like, yeah. What was it? Yeah, I feel like we went on like different routes, right? But you've been working on your stuff for like quite a few years too. So yeah, respect. Yeah, I think I focus on like more like the UI stuff and like kind of like the boring, like, I don't know, getting the editor like and everything like synced in. I do want to get into some graphic stuff soon because I'm super jealous, I'm not gonna lie. Especially that bloom effect you have on a lot of your stuff, like what is it? It kind of gives it like kind of like a different feel. But yeah, let's see. I'm gonna think of what was I? Yeah, real quick. I think I don't know if this is what I want to do here. Get the aspect ratio value as a vec2. Yeah. By the way, I'm just doing some like calculations for widget sizes. Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like a again on Twitch, Red was saying he kind of dabbled in a lot of the different aspects like networking, editor, asset management, but he says not a lot of time for everything. Yeah, that's true. It's a lot, right? What? Oh wait, give me a sec. Ooh, my voice. Oh yeah, no, isn't that true? It's a lot. Aspect ratio. Okay. I think I have the idea. So we want to get the aspect ratio value. We want to figure out what value we're going to multiply the y value so that it's in line with the x value, so that the aspect ratio stay the same, right? So value as a vec2. So we want to normalize the x aspect. We normalize the aspect ratio based on the x value. And then use the normalized y value ratio to calculate the new y value. There we go. see. But yeah, I think today's kind of like a quiet stream, so I want to finish up doing some of this UI stuff. And then this weekend I'm gonna go ahead and work, but yeah, I feel like it's coming along. I just want to get all of these basic widgets done. Let's see. The ones I finished recently are just kind of like the image button and then the image widget. So I think those were pretty necessary. Use normalize y value ratio to calculate the new y value. Okay, and then yeah, I think that's it, honestly. Oh really? Holy crap! Yeah, they really went in for you. Yeah, 64 gigs of RAM on a laptop. Holy crap. Let's see. Yeah, they usually just give you like whatever, right? Like, but I mean, you're working on a graphics program, or I mean, I don't know what you do for your job, but I'm assuming it's like intensive, so they need to give you like something that matches that. Get the aspect ratio value as okay. Okay, so I think I know the steps. So here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and get the aspect ratio from the image, right? And I'm gonna do a kg assert right here. Ooh, yeah, actually, hold on. You know what I should do? I should probably... This is something I should have done earlier, honestly. I'm going to make a struct for just the image. So where is the selection data? Here's selection data. About struct image data. And then here we're just going to take basically this bit, right? I'll just call it image data for now. If I need to change the name later, I'll change it. But yeah, this should be good. M image ref, M image handle, M fixed aspect ratio. This is a single bool, so it should be fine. Don't need flags or anything. Okay, and then let's go ahead and replace it. So now we're going to go back to the image button, and then let's go ahead and get rid of this, and just do image data. Okay, and then of course this has its default values. So we have a null pointer, handle, and then fixed aspect ratio. Okay, and then here, let's go ahead and take this, then we're going to go, I'm going to try to make sure it compiles again really quick. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, this one. So this one is just the image, so I can just put the image data right here. And then now we need to go back and just deal with all the errors. There shouldn't be too many, because I don't use the image too much. And then I think I have a function for getting the... It returns a selection data. Selection data return. Here it is. So we'll do this. Get image data from widget. And then we'll just call it image data. And let's bring it down. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so then we're going to go here. copy this one over. And go ahead and paste it. And this one is just going to check for an image button or an image button widget. And then the idea is we just return its image data. Wait. No, we want the image widget. Image widget. Image data. There we go. Image data. Okay, there we go. Return this. Okay. Hey, real quick, I'm just gonna make sure, because I know this change I just did probably added a bunch of errors. Let's see. So now, instead of doing this, where is it? Okay, here we go. Yeah, selection data. We'll do something similar here. We don't need to do this check anymore. And we don't need to grab this anymore. We're just going to do image data. Image data. Get image data. Image data from widgets. Okay. And then if not, image data. Image data, just be careful. I just want to go through it, like eyeball it myself just to make sure. Okay, and then basically we just need to do this, right? So get this. So we would have returned if it wasn't correct. So here we're going to do image data and image data. Texture ref. Oh, and then we were checking if the texture ref was valid. Yeah, I probably should have left that in there. Okay, let me copy all this really quick. Undo this. And then... Okay, and then let's paste this here. And then we'll leave that there. Get rid of this one. Yep, and then if it's not a correct texture ref, we just exit immediately. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. Let's say red. Again, I'm taking a look on YouTube, so I have never expected companies to give such. The first was usually a iPhone, yeah. The bloom glows up the image. Really a big chance I use bloom from the RPGL. User articles, map chain with down and up sample with custom kernel from COD Modern Warfare. It is for not the video on YouTube that you watched. It was a custom implementation of Bloom. At that time, there was no article on their OpenGL. Oh, really? Eventually mine and this one from the article is not much different, and the main difference is kernel. Mine is just a usual Gaussian blur, so it gives more flicker than from the Call of Duty. Yeah, I remember, I think, didn't Cherno do a video on the Call of Duty one? Or like, where he kind of implemented it in a similar way, or was his different? Because I remember his was like a layering thing. Where like, you do like a Gaussian blur and then you like blur it repeatedly and then like put it back together. I don't know if that's the same thing as you're describing. I do like the additive effect it gives, though. It feels kind of distinct, you know? Yeah, I'm assuming the kernel, you're talking about the post-processing kernel you're using, right? When you're doing the filtering stuff. I gotta add a better API for my frame buffers so that I can do those post-processing effects. That sounds really nice. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading something on the kernel. so this one gets the image data. There we go. Where did I put this one? Okay, so this checks for image ref. So instead, we're gonna do image data dot. All we need to do is that, and then this one. Yeah, like you already had it for your own, right? But yeah, like it's a, yeah, it feels kind of distinct, that like bloom effect where it gets really bright. But yeah, it's really nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Even before you, I saw on your comment you mentioned your second version of it. Yeah, I saw it on your GitHub earlier when I was taking a look at it. Yeah, I can see like you kind of organized your code differently too as you like progressed. Like I took kind of a glance. I didn't like get super into it, but I did clone it, so I was gonna take a look. Yeah, did it actually? Do I have it? I think I could probably just show you right here that I have it in my temp folder. I just was where I download stuff, and then yeah, I think I cloned your thing right here. Where is it? What was this thing I was working on? Oh, here it is. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that's all the errors there. Let's go to the user interface. User interface manager. Okay, this is gonna have a bunch of errors, I think. So, yeah. Image data. Okay, let me just run through this really quick and get all these errors out of the way. Make sure I didn't break anything. Should be fine. I just added a struct, so it's not like I modified anything too hard. Yeah, but the main reason I'm doing this is just so that I don't have to have a switch statement or anything to access this data. I can just get the struct and then just use that. Let's see. Okay, here we go. And then I think the only thing left, I think, is just in the editor. Wait, what was it? UI editor properties panel. Yeah, I was like, there has to be errors. What are you talking about? Okay, so here we're gonna add the image data. Good thing it's stack allocated. It's pretty easy to get. All right, let's get down here. Okay, I was gonna make sure my thing compiles really quick. Let's see. There we go. Almost done. I don't think there's anywhere else that I deal with this issue or this data directly. Okay. All right, let's see if it compiles. Let's see. Well, maybe building it might be a little difficult. Need to write some environment variables, but all other things should be built by default with no problems. Yeah, how do you build your thing? Let me take a look. Do you have like a build system that you work through? What was the... Wait, I could swear I had your thing up somewhere. Let's see, download glfw, window binaries from, oh, okay, yeah. Download Vulkan SDK, yep. Set up environment variable. Oh, okay. Then for example, So, right, just so those two environment variables. I wonder if those are set for mine. I have to check in my environment variables. And then run CMake. Oh, okay, so you use CMake for sure. Yeah, that's probably the best one, to be honest. I was thinking about switching over to CMake, but I don't know. So download. Let me see, this one's more like getting the libraries, but I'm on Windows, so. Oh, okay, for sure. Yeah, I mean, my main build is, Windows, right? So let's take a look over here. Windows. Well, I already do have the Vulkan SDK and everything installed, so trying to think of what else. Are these the environment variables you're referring to? Yeah, and then once you run CMake, you just run the solution files, right? So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, this is so pretty. The visuals, like, it kind of reminds me of like the demo for like the Widget engine. Oh, I got you. Yeah, it was kind of like a necessary evil at the moment. Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, still, it's impressive being a Vulkan. I might try to build it later. Maybe after I finish my stream. I might try to see if I can get it working. It's nice that you have the instructions here, though. I feel like a lot of projects don't really have that. Okay, I'm just making sure my thing still builds. Let me take a look. Whoa, kind of popped up, didn't it? I think. Yeah, I mean the images look fine to me, so I think that's fine. Yeah, and again, the main reason I wanted to do that was because what I was working with needs to be agnostic of the widget type. No, for sure, yeah. If I try it, I'll let you know how it went. Yeah, I think someone else was, what was it? Shadowman was building my thing on Twitch, but he was trying to build it on Linux. My Linux build isn't like amazing, so what is it? I just want to get it working on like a VPS. That's about it. I'm not really trying to like make it available just yet because it feels like there's a lot of things a lot of considerations you need to make for Linux. And he was having issues even within, because mine only supports Ubuntu right now. And it seemed like he was having issues even within just the Ubuntu versions. So I gotta figure something out about that. What was the thing? Bruh. Oh. What was my brain work? I don't remember what function I was just working on. I think it was like fixed aspect ratio. Fixed aspect. Heard it. Wait, no, this is the wrong section, that's why. Fixed aspect. There it is. Okay. So again, the whole reason I just did that was so that now I can get image data from widget, right? And provide the widget. Image data pointer, current image data, and then let me just I might just even assert here, to be honest. No, I'll just do an if statement. If not current image data. And just return, I'll probably put a warning here as well. Attempt to calculate fixed aspect ratio. Attempt to recalculate fixed aspect ratio of an image of a widget that does not support images. There we go. Something along those lines, right? Okay, and then here, now I can do my calculations, so that'll be good. Let's see. Again, I'm responding on YouTube for anyone on Twitch. I'll be happy if anyone tries some stuff. I feel that, yeah. Your UI looks good. I would like to create something like this as well. Yeah, I mean, what was it? I feel like, I don't know, what was it? I feel like my UI just kind of came out of, like I wanted to have like a really uniform way of accessing IMGUI, because I felt like a lot of the IMGUI code, there was a lot of boilerplate I needed to write, and I was like, I'm not doing this over and over again. But yeah, no, I appreciate it. That was like most of my work. I had so many problems with Linux. It is a disaster. I updated my Fedora and it stopped booting and all. Oh yeah. It stopped booting at all. DKMS was built incorrectly, so I just reinstalled it fully, and so many problems. It's just turn on and use Linux, turn on and solve problems. Yeah, it's like you can't, like you have to solve the problems for like every like version of Linux too. Like there's not, you gotta make sure like all the versions of Ubuntu work, and then you gotta make sure the distros also work. And then of course you gotta worry about like the different backend rendering systems, if you're gonna use Wayland, or if your system doesn't work with Wayland, you gotta make sure you're working with X11 or it's backwards compatible. I had a whole thing dealing with freaking like file dialogues. I spent like a week and a half just trying to get file dialogues to work. It's so annoying. I eventually landed on like Zenity. Like it handles most of it for you, but oh my god. Just turn on and use. I mean, yeah, Windows has its own problems, but yeah, at least like, I don't know, I work on Windows, so it's like, seems like it's fine. Did you create your own asset formats or use default OBJ, GLFW, and so on? So I don't have like a formal mesh system yet. So as far as like 3D rendering, I'm not like there yet. I did have a 3D renderer working prior to the engine, but I scrapped it because I didn't like how it like looked. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just messy. Oh yeah, GLW. I got you. GLTF. Yeah, I think back then I was just using the OBJ files. I mean, you know, like assemp, right? Just parse what you need, right? But yeah, it was very simple back then. Maybe I would choose better. I would better to choose Ubuntu, and Ubuntu has X11 Fedora, so maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I just chose Ubuntu because that's like I originally had Arch Linux working on my laptop, and then I switched over to Ubuntu because I just didn't feel like dealing with all the updating myself. I was just getting lazy, I'll be honest. And I figure Ubuntu is like the most common one, so I'm like, it's probably the distro people think of. The other one I think I'm gonna try and get working is like the Linux, or what is it, the Steam version of Manjaro, whatever, the one that works for Steam Deck. I might try to build for that, just so people can like run natively on Steam Deck. Because my friend has a Steam Deck, I want to see if I can get that working. I could just use the Proton layer, but I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to get it working like that, like natively. I haven't thought about Fedora though. Like, I mean, you've done it. Like, what do you think are like the benefits, or like, do a lot of people use Fedora? I'm just not aware. Also, I'm not a huge Linux head, by the way. I mostly use Windows, just so you know. current image data dot. All right, let me see. This music is loud too. All right, so we get the image data, right? Right, and then the first thing we gotta do is check if current image data. Okay, so we want to get the ref for this. So if there's not a ref for this one, then we're going to go ahead and return, because there's nothing to recalculate, right? I might also, this one I might not do a warning. I might leave it alone. Just ensure there is an image to base the aspect ratio off of. And then here I'll say, music's all over the place. Okay, there we go. Get. Yeah, I remember someone had like a real problem with the way I code this. Like I was doing this and they were like, I guess maybe it's better for the CPU to have like one eventual like return value and then everything kind of funnels into that. But I feel like this is cleaner because I feel like when you funnel it into like one return value, you have to have a lot more if statements, a lot more like nested if statements. And low-key, I'll take the CPU dip, to be honest. Doesn't seem like it's that bad. Let me see. Okay, get the image data from the widget, the provided widget. Let's see. Okay, again, let me put this up top so I can deal with it. Okay, so now we need to figure out how to get the aspect ratio from the image. So I think what I need to do is go to my asset system. Okay, and then get texture info. And then we're going to use the ref. So we're going to use this. Okay. Yeah, then this should return an info. So we're going to get an asset info. Texture info. Right. Okay, this is an asset info. Okay. Next thing is we need to get the like width and height from the asset info. I think I have that saved in there, so let me check. Info.data.get specific metadata, and then we want to convert this to a texture assets texture metadata, I think. And then we're going to get a assets texture metadata. I think I enforce that that always exists, so texture metadata. I was wrong here. Does it return a pointer? Is that what's going on? Oh, it does return a pointer, okay. So we'll do a reference. This is returning a copy, right? So this is fine, but this one we'll just... we'll do a pointer, sure, whatever. Let's see. Again, talking on YouTube. I just saw it on YouTube as a recommendation, so I tried it. It was like on hype that time. I got you. I mean, that's why I did Ubuntu. What is it? Not Ubuntu. Arch Linux. I feel like once, like the more I work with Ubuntu, the more I'll learn about Linux, and then I might try Arch at some point, because one thing I do love is like the tiny install size. It's so tiny. And it's really good for my computer, so. And my laptop has like, I think like a total of like 60 gigs of memory. and that's like hard drive memory, not RAM. So yeah, I wanted to keep it as low as possible. All right, let's see. Texture metadata. So here we go. We have channels with heights. I will add more information later to this, but yeah. All right, so we can use this width and height to start making an aspect ratio. I think the first thing, I think these are ints, right? So we'll go ahead and store this. Well, we'll convert them to floats because we need them to be floats. So we're going to do the math vec2, and we're going to say texture dimensions. And then let's see. Let's just do math vec2. Okay, we're going to convert this to a width, and then we're going to get the width and then get the height. And then I want to convert these into floats because I'm going to need them as floats. And of course, the texture with height is an integer. So yeah, we have to convert that. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and normalize it. So now we have the width and height. I think the first thing I might want to do is check for if there's 0. Maybe I should do that before I set them over. So yeah, let's try this. If texture metadata width is equal to 0, and then of course it's an integer, so that could be the case. We don't have that weird float imprecision thing. Texture metadata width is equal to 0, or texture metadata height is equal to 0. I'll say ensure we avoid division by 0. Yeah, if one of them is 0, what do I want to do in this case? I don't know if I want to assert. Assert would be, so I could see a texture being 0, and that would just be how it would be. That shouldn't be an error though. Oh yeah, here we go. I'll just do a warning in return. We still haven't done any work yet, so we're still kind of checking. Return unable to make to enforce fixed aspect ratio because the indicated texture unable to enforce fixed aspect ratio because the indicated texture's dimensions are invalid. There we go. Okay. Yeah. You as the user would probably be like, oh crap, my texture is 0. I don't know. I can also just not throw a warning and just exit too. I'll just put it up here, sure. And then normalize the aspect ratio based on the X value. Okay, so now we're going to do the normalization. And I might want to swap this around if it's the Y value. Again, that's a to-do. But gotta get one of the cases working first. So we'll say texture dimensions is equal to, we'll just do dot y. So dot x is equal to texture dimensions dot x divided by texture dimensions dot x. I mean, I could do this, or I could just put 1. That works too. Texture dimensions dot y is equal to texture dimensions dot y divided by texture dimensions dot x. Division. I mean, we only recalculate this when we like modify it. It'll be fine. It's not the worst thing ever. But yeah, just normalize the aspect ratio, and then now we're going to use the normalized y value to recalculate the y value, and then we're done. Oh yeah. Let's see. I just built your engine. It works good. No problems. Your editor UI is kind of awesome, I would say. I was thinking you solve things with paths, so you just ship all dependencies with the engine. Yeah, it does. I don't really have too much of an issue shipping. Like, I don't like the whole recursive thing where you have to, like, I want people to just be able to, how do I say? Like, do git clone and get everything, and then just do your thing, right? I'm trying to think. With the paths and whatnot. The only thing is, it is a bit weird when, like, one issue I was having recently was the precompiled binaries for OpenAL are kind of annoying, because of course you can't compile the source of OpenAL yourself unless you want to use LGPL as the license, right? And those binaries get kind of heavy, so that's kind of annoying. It makes it kind of heavy. So I don't know. I gotta think about that one. I like the way you code is clean and always the same code style and the same as mine, I guess. Yeah, we do all learn from Cherno. Yeah, not as common as I can see. Yeah, I mean, Cherno has his own thing. You know, I'm assuming his code style came from like his work or whatever. Some things from his code style I disagree with, but yeah, I feel like overall, if like just keeping things simple is really nice, right? I see you use pre-make. Have you tried CMake? And if you tried, what do you like more? I don't know. I think if I was writing a tool, like I was writing like a tool for other people to use, I would use CMake as the build system. Just because, I mean, people are more like used to like putting together CMake as a dependency, right? You can just build it, and then that's kind of like the expectation, right? But I ship the pre-make executable with the editor, right? So it's not like people need to like go around trying to find the application. You just run the build scripts. I do think pre-make's pretty clean, but if I started over and I had to choose again, I'd probably do CMake, to be honest, because everyone's just used to CMake. I think I don't want to ship I don't want to ship Vulkan SDK with my engine because I mean, yeah, I get that. It's kind of massive. I mean, the runtime version of it's pretty light, but then yeah, if you need to do anything with the tools or the debug tools instead of Vulkan, then yeah, you need to ship that stuff with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of tough. But yeah, I suppose shipping just the runtime version of it is pretty easy once you're actually exporting the application. Well, I don't know. You have a lot of experience with Vulkan. Like, is it a lot? Like, like, are there a lot of tools that you use in your engine that are like Vulkan specific? The only one I have is that like SpearV cross thing that Cherno uses. Okay, let me see. Yeah, so this last bit should be pretty easy. Basically now, like I'm not going to mess with the X value. What was I even doing? Oh, wait. So the new value for the pixel is value. I'll say for the pixel dimensions, so dimensions, and for the percentage dimensions. Here we go. Okay, so for the pixel dimensions, what am I doing with this one? This one's simple. All I have to do is just say that pixel dimensions. Wait. No, I have to do the widget. So where's the widget? Widgets pixel size dot y is equal to, and then we want to multiply the aspect ratio y, this part, because of course this is like a percentage value. So we want to do texture dimension. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to rename this to aspect ratio. Texture aspect ratio. Texture aspect ratio dot y times the, what is it? Wait, texture aspect ratio dot y times the current x value. Okay, yeah, this one's really easy. So just x. Times. Okay, and then this is gonna be a bit more complicated. I think I might need to write this out on my whiteboard for a second, make sure my algebra is correct. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I don't think I've had any chats on Twitch, so again, I'm just responding on YouTube for anyone watching. Let's see. I see you use pre-make. Oh yeah, the thing I don't want to ship. So I use SPIRV compiler inside the code as a library, so only the debug build of this. But yeah. So yeah, same. I use the default Vulkan SDK and shader C plus SPIRV. Okay, I don't know about reflect. I don't use that. That's interesting. Is to include files. Oh, show. But you said it shakes out to like 400. I suppose it's not too bad. Yeah, but yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to ship that directly. You'd want to have them. I gotta figure out some way to do like installation scripts. I feel like that would be kind of clean. I guess either being like a Python script or maybe have like an installer. Installer would be nice. Lear, hey, how's it going? Welcome. I don't know if you've seen my other videos or like my devlog, whatever, but I work on an engine. Were you here before? It says first words, but I can't remember. But yeah, I'm working on an engine. Currently, I'm just working on, what is it? Some UI stuff for the editor. Basically like adding in like a new widget to my like in-game UI. Yeah. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Let's see, before I use SPIRV cross for reflection, but it is to have separate libs and so on. SPIRV reflect is lightweight and solves the problem. And shipped. Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah, but it's kind of, yeah, I get that, yeah. I don't, but it's just too late. It's just too late here. No, you're good. I understand it pretty well. Yeah, I gotta take another look at the Vulkan tools to see what I want, but um, I gotta get into Vulkan, like really get into Vulkan. I think my general like approach for my engine nowadays is just I want to get all the boring stuff out, done, and finished first. All of like the administrative stuff, making sure that I can like export, like create a project and export it fully in the engine, making sure that I can like post it on itch.io and like it's relatively like nice to work with. Like not going crazy with it, but just like make sure all the basic like shipping stuff is done before I start adding like complex things. So yeah, I'm really getting excited to start. I think I'm almost done with like most of those like basic things. So I'm really excited to start doing like more exciting things. My new job, by the way, is graphics engine developer. Oh, sick. Oh, you're okay. It's Russian kind of old game. Oh, sick. Was it difficult getting that job, or like how was the process? Because I've never worked in the industry. I just work on code. Okay, and then real quick, let me do this algebra really quick. See if see if I can make some sense of it. So for percentage-based dimensions. Okay, wait, I'm gonna BRB real quick. Give me like a few minutes. I'm just gonna write on the whiteboard. Real quick, I'm just going to implement this because I just figured out the math for it. So it's going to be basically the widget % size dot y is equal to, and then what we're going to want is we want to calculate the window size. So we're going to do window, parent window, calculate, is it size? Yeah. So you want, what is that, window, no, wait, what does it return? I think it's a vec2. Go to definition. Tell me to do a break too, but I want to get this in. Oh, we need the viewport dimensions. Okay. Okay, we need the viewport dimensions. Calculate window size. Let's see. Calculate size. Where do we get this? Or passing it in. That's annoying. Okay, no, that's gonna be different based on the, okay, that's annoying. Okay, sure. Okay, so to get this, we're going to need to get the viewports width and height. The equation that I got out of it was basically just the, like, output x times y rat, so, like, what is it? Widget equals y percentage. Wait, what's output x? Percent size dot x times y rat. So y ratio. So texture aspect ratio dot y divided by window size. And the window size, I'm just going to say window size because I don't have it yet. And that should give you the actual percentage size that we need to maintain the aspect ratio. Okay. My brain was kind of hurting for a second with like basic algebra. Let's see. For everybody said, I would say it's pretty easy. HR forced me to have the interview. I didn't want it, but I just went for fun, and eventually I passed. Oh, okay. It was like screen test with HR, tech interview with 3 seniors. And the third stage was with a project manager. The tech review was split into 2 parts. The first was basic C++ OOP, memory, threads. The second stage was graphics. I was asked about graphics pipeline, SSAO, SSR, shadows, normal maps, things like this. I would say I got it very easy because I sent them my game engine. They watched before the interview. So most of the questions were about how I implemented the things in my engine. Okay, cool. So the engine really did help you with the interview process. That's good to hear. That was one thing I was thinking about if I have to interview. Like, if I could just show my engine and just be like, this is where I'm at with things, and then they can just ask me about like how I would implement those types of things, you know? Memory and threads, yeah. Yeah, would you say they were like super intense questions, or like was it just kind of like, it's like, okay, if you worked with C++, you would like generally get most of the like questions. Also, memory is kind of like a big thing. I could see like a bunch of different ways you can go about that. I feel like my threads and I gotta review concurrency too. I'm preparing for like a master's, so I'm just like, I think I'm gonna go over a lot of this like basic information at some point. So I'm kind of thinking like, oh, what do I have to do for that kind of interview too? Well, congrats on landing the job though. Oh yeah. I like to hear it. I feel like there's a lot of doom and gloom nowadays with that kind of thing. Oh, what happened to the weak pointer when shader pointer is destroyed, right? I got you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I haven't worked with weak pointer too much, but it's, I mean, you just have to like kind of describe like that whole like logic, right? Like how it kind of sets up and basically like, what is it? Like it just checks every time for the lock, right? And it goes like, oh, okay, is this memory still good? And it goes like, oh, okay, yeah. It's still valid, so we can go ahead and actually retrieve it. And then if it's not valid, it just goes, oh, wait, no. This isn't valid, so don't retrieve it, right? And of course, the weak pointer context like maintains like information about like whether that object has been deleted already. I don't like weak pointers though, because then you have to, I don't know, there's like a check every frame for every single like object. Oh my god. I feel like I prefer to just handle the case where it gets deleted in my event system. But I get it though. Why it's added. Yeah, so like I could describe it, but I feel like I wouldn't be super technical about it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I suppose a shader pointer would just depend on how you manage your memory for your shader, right? Yeah. Lear, you said C++ is easy to learn. Yeah, there's like this instance pointer shares one control block, which contains two collections of shared pointers and weak pointers. Okay, that control block is control block the actual memory? Is that what you're saying, or is that like? Because I know there's like a kind of unified context that everything references to, right? And then of course the shared pointer like decrements its a counter whenever it gets like reset or whatever, reset the null pointer. Yeah, but I've never gotten into like the interaction between weak pointer and shared pointer myself. That's interesting. Yeah, I like that your terminology is more specific. I got you. Yeah. So that's all kind of like one object, and then you just interact with it, right? Or well, there's like one like supposed context that you're dealing with in the control block, and then that. Yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah. I could definitely see it with like what is it? Yeah, just make sure your program doesn't crash in like random places, right? And you always have that check no matter what. And of course, I'm sure the runtime cost for it isn't like the worst thing ever. Like it's checking every frame, but like, I guess it just depends on like how many times it happens per frame and like what kind of functions they exist inside of, and if that's even like an issue. Yeah, earlier C++ is easy to learn. I don't know if I would say it's easy, but I say there's different levels of it that you can learn, I guess, or like different bits of it that you can learn at a time, so it's not so much of like a giant learning curve. There's like a lot of different, like I feel like C++ tries to satisfy a lot of different like people and like their workflows, so like there's kind of a lot of directions you can go with it, as opposed to like another language where like they kind of force you into like a certain type of workflow, right? You said Spalva said C++ is fun until you need to work with pointers. I like my issue recently is I've been using too many pointers. I gotta figure out how to stack allocate things again. But of course you don't want to over abuse that as well, because then that's its own issue. All right, let's see. Calculate fixed aspect ratio here. Yeah, I think my issue was I need to provide the viewport dimensions here. So where is a viewport width? There we go. Turning into kind of a lot of parameters, isn't it? Yeah, maybe I need to like take a nice peruse through CPP reference and then just kind of see how they talk about all of their structures and everything. And that'll probably figure out most of my issues. The easy situation with weak pointer is when you have a parent-child relationship in your C node hierarchy. Parent-child. Okay, so like you're set up with a parent-child, so like you would run from parent to child, and you can pass along that information. I get that. Well, like how specifically, like where would you use? Okay, wait, no, I think I get what you mean. I think I get what you mean. Like you're talking about like child nodes, like you could like nest entities with entities, right? And then you can use like a weak pointer to kind of reference that like nested entity. I could be interpreting you wrong too, I don't know. But yeah, I could see that. You're just checking. Like, oh, does that have it? Okay, then here we're gonna. I want to push in the viewport width and height. I think I have a struct that contains the viewport width and height together. I think I have like viewport data I could push. And you know what? I might do that as like one struct. But I want to like push it in with this function instead of having it global. Because I have a bunch of different viewports in my engine, and I want to be careful about that. Let's see. Okay, so Reggie said, for example, the parent has a shared pointer for a child, and a child has a shader pointer for... Oh, I got you. Yeah. If you lose these pointers, you will have a lock and a memory leak that will never be destroyed. Right. So like, it's like when you have what is it? Like you have a pointer, but it's like it's not really owning, right? It's a non-owning pointer, so it's just referencing some memory. So you can always check the weak pointer to make sure that that one is still active because you're not responsible for the ownership. Like it owns a pointer, but it's not responsible for deleting it. So it doesn't dictate its lifetime. The parent dictates its lifetime, or something else dictates the parent's lifetime. I have to use that a lot, but I just use raw pointers in that case. And then for the most part, I just manage the pointers myself, but I do get that can get kind of scary. Yeah, like you can do the if check. Like it'll check for the lock. It'll acquire the lock, and then that has its own thing. It's just like, oh yeah, it still exists. I guarantee you that. And then that way, if you don't really remember like what was going on with it, or you just kind of like you like break some of the assumptions you were working with prior, like your program doesn't just segfault immediately. Yeah, right now I'm kind of in the opposite. I'm kind of moving away from smart pointer or like shared pointers, and I kind of want to just start doing more like memory like arena allocations. And like when I clear out my data, whatever, I want to make sure that when I clear it, it actually gets cleared like properly. But yeah, I do get the weak pointer would be good in that case too, because then the weak pointer could just be like, oh, you cleared it? Yeah, let me get rid of it. I don't know. And of course, you could just use a shared pointer with an arena allocator that does work too. But I've had recent issues with shared pointers where like I'll have a shared pointer and then like I'll clear out my asset system, but the shared pointer is still alive. And then since the shared pointer is still alive, it keeps whatever like memory, whatever thing was associated alive. And then in the destructor, I might like do some like rendering system specific like destruction call, but the rendering system has already been terminated because I already cleared my asset system. And then, yeah, you could say that's like a me issue because I didn't like go back and clear all those shared pointers, but I'm like, I'd rather like when I call clear on the asset system, that clears everything, not some shared pointer is still owning it. But then again, at that point, you're just like, why not just use a weak pointer? So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. About difficulty, in my opinion, C is easy. Yeah, C is pretty easy. Yeah. There's a lot of things like OP templates, smart pointers, and many other things. Yeah. Originate. Again, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, but said, when do you think you'll be finished? If you're talking about the stream, I'm gonna finish stream probably in like, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. It's gonna be a little bit shorter of a stream. I mean, today I just been working on the aspect ratio stuff, so. But you know what? I think my main goal for today is getting this aspect ratio stuff done today. I will stream again on Monday, and then on Monday I think I will do like a little longer of a stream. Right. You said, Red said, I understand you. I have some problems and thoughts about pointers. You like explicitly to manage your memory. I do so as well in some case, but for my engine design, I decided to use shader pointers. Yeah. And I mean, I feel like also it's like a what is it? Depends on the situation. I love using shader pointers in cases where I just want to make, like I want to make something and then I don't want to worry about, like I know it's going to die on its own and I don't want to worry about having to like explicitly delete it. Like if I make a shared pointer for like an event and I make it like specific for that event, I can attach it as kind of like a chunk of data to that event, but it doesn't have to be like, I'm trying to think how I want to say that. Actually, let me just go ahead and show that actually. Let me go to my event system. I think somewhere in here I have like provided data. Which one is it? I think it's a scene one. Yeah, maybe it's the scene event. Where's the provided data? Maybe it's not this one. I can't remember which one has the... Well, why am I just searching for? Let me just do provided data. And then just look for the event section. Oh, here we go. Yeah, like this one. Right, so I have like this kind of like opaque thing. I thought this was like a memory leak, but I realized as long as the reference knows what type it is upon creation, then it knows how to delete it properly. So this is actually kind of fine. But you know, it's not very descript. But if I have like specific data for like a certain like type of this event, right? And it has to like vary. I can just chuck it on here and then just throw it with the data, like throw it with the event. And then I know once the event closes out, it'll just naturally close itself. And I know there's like other ways you can do this, but I just like having like, I just like knowing that this like reference will just like once the reference counter goes down, it's just gone. I don't have to think about it after that. Because yeah, it's supposed to be like an event that, like, or something that like is created real quick and then goes away after it's not necessary. Let's see. Ari Janit on YouTube said, no, I was talking about the engine. I want to try it out. So I can kind of give you like my little timeline thing on my progress board. So again, currently the goal, I might make like a formal video, like a YouTube video talking about like my plans and whatnot. But basically I plan on making Pong, finishing that, doing Snake, finishing that. These are really easy. I just want to make some games to like kind of test out the engine at a basic sense, right? And then after I'm done with this right in the middle of these two games, I'm gonna make a version 0.1.0 release. So just like, hey, it actually makes games, right? And I'm gonna do a little bit of like editor use case testing and whatnot to make sure it's not like complete garbage. But yeah, I don't know like what the time frame on that is. I'm almost done with Palm. Snake shouldn't be that long, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the current goals right now. And then Red said, recently I got a bug. I had almost the same thing, void pointer on some data, create usually with a type and store in a void pointer collection, and it wasn't destroyed. Constructor was not called, so I moved to OOP. I keep pointer on something like custom data struct, which has virtual structure to override on the need. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I try to stay away from void pointer stuff, like the one I showed you too, like the void ref void as much as possible, because it's not very helpful, not very descriptive, right? And yeah, of course you got to worry about destruction, like you're saying, like you got to be careful. But I feel like sometimes it's kind of necessary, like inside of my like editor UI. What was it? I do the same thing. I provide like this provided data thing right here. Oh wait, forgot the Q thing gets messed up. Yeah, I provide the provided data thing here as well. That's the Q thing. It's killing me. Make sure I'm not breaking anything actually. Provided data. Okay. Yeah, and then I provide this as like an OPIC type here, specifically because like you might want to make a checkbox. I don't know what you're going to do with the checkbox, right? I can't like assume everything, right? Like if I'm going to make a checkbox, like I can make certain assumptions, right, about the checkbox, like generally what it does and whatnot. So that's this data. But like you might need to associate some like general data with the checkbox based on your specific situation, right? So I kind of need this as like a fallback, right? But I don't love doing it. Maybe I might try out that custom data struct you have. At least it's more descriptive about what it is. But yeah, generally I like being more like specific about what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't love when I have to do that. Wait, Ari Janit? For sure, for sure. Let's see, assume X value is the basis for the aspect ratio. Okay, so we provide the viewport width and height, and then what we get like out of this is the actual dimensions. So we're gonna do a math vec2. What is it? Window size. Okay. And then we're going to go down here and just do window size. I think it's $Y. Yeah. Okay, no, and we're good. So now we calculate the Y values for both the pixel and the percentage based on the aspect ratio of the texture. There we go. Alright, so let's actually use this. It needs quite a bit of information though. So yeah, I got it. I used my approach because this pointer was stored only in the collection of void pointers, so I need to call destructor there. Okay, I got you. If you just pass data and own this data somewhere else, I guess you such like mine. Destructor. Yeah, but then, yeah, I mean yours would then be suited for that use case, right? Because you have the collection. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, again, I had like a kind of a worry about the whole the ref void thing. I was like, wait, is this a memory leak? But I looked online and apparently it's not a memory leak. So I was like, cool. As long as it's aware of the size and the type at construction, it knows how to delete it at the end, right? Especially if I'm just providing like a simple struct, like just like POD, right? Plain old data, and I don't have to like initialize anything else outside of it. Then yeah, it's not really that much of an issue. But yeah, the shared pointer's whole point is like capturing that like destructor. yeah, deleting like a flat void pointer. Yeah, it doesn't call its destructor, right? So like plain old data would be fine, but then if you have any other complex things you need to worry about with that data, then it wouldn't work in that case. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and call this function. Let's see. So I think it was UI editor properties panel. Thanks where I was doing this. And then let's head over to initialize widget general options. On modify. Okay, I want this. Yeah, this one. So this is the on modify. It recalculates the text data. That's cool. Always necessary. We want this. Okay, so now we need the M-active window and the M-active widget. And also probably should do an assert here as well, just to be safe. You never know, you know. Widgets. Let's see. Okay, now we need the viewport information. So I don't know. I believe my viewport information I store. This is inside of the. This function only gets called inside of the UI editor properties, which then means that the only viewport that's relevant is the UI editor viewport. So with that information, we'll go ahead and do this. Let's get the viewport data. Kind of want to see if this will work. I think it's viewport data reference current viewport is equal to, and then we're going to do was it UI window tree panel? I think it's viewport panel. And then we want to get the M viewport data. There we go. M viewport data. And then yeah, this is stack allocated, so we should be fine. Should be fine in that case. Alright, want current viewport dot m width and current viewport dot m height. Okay, let's see if this works. So I guess that you don't need that stuff. So silly, I needed to clarify firstly that I needed to, because my destructor has to deal with deleting the frame buffer explicitly. And no destructor was called, the frame buffer is not deleted, and then you get errors because it's like, what do you, like, why is there still a frame buffer? No, I got you. So yeah, in your case, you need to make sure you call it destructor. I get that. Wait, what did I do? Pixel size. Oh, it's an IVEC2, that's why. Okay. Wait, why is this an IVEC2? Oh, no, yeah, of course the IVEC2. What am I talking about? Yeah, let's do this as a float. And then, yeah, I guess the semantics for this are kind of weird, but we'll do this, and then we'll convert it back into a, whatever this, I think it's just an integer, so we'll just do int. Sure, whatever. And then in this case, we want to do a float, just so this thing doesn't keep throwing warnings at me. And I get why, because it needs to be kind of explicit. And then let's get this one over here. Percentage dimensions. Make sure I didn't mess anything up with that. I think that's fine. Okay, well, let's compile. Okay. Red said, "Where do you live?" I'm in the US on the West Coast. Yeah. So yeah, all my times are like, it's like PST over here. Where do I get this one? Yeah, a lot of people say, yeah, I can tell by the accent. What is that like? That whole thing freaks me out. Okay, whatever. Is it just lagged for a second? Okay, let's try this aspect ratio thing. So we're gonna bring this over, and we're gonna start off with like a really weird value, like 400. Okay. Now we're going to it looks like it's doing nothing. That's unfortunate. And I have feelings because I'm probably calling it in the wrong function. Yeah, this is definitely the wrong function we're talking about. So let's get this out of here. We want not this one. We want I'm trying to think. Okay, here we go. Fixed aspect ratio. Here we go. Okay, so calculate navigation links, and then we want to do calculate fixed aspect ratio. And then the other thing is go back. And then this one. the. Yep. Yep, yep. Alright, let's go ahead and try it. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, North America has a lot of various accents, right? I guess it depends where you live. Oh, I hear a cat. Let me get her. Or I guess just which coast you're on. It depends. Kitty, you wanna... Oh, sorry. Yeah, now you wanna come up here. Let me see. Yeah, come sit. There you go. Alright, let me check this really quick. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna mess with this, make sure that it's working. Let's see, percentage. Yeah, let's make it like a really wonky size. Alright, let's try it. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, yeah, let's figure out what's wrong with that. Let's see. So you're doing your master's. What is your major? Oh yeah, I have a bachelor's in CS, so I'm just going for CS again. The college that I originally went to is not really super reputable, so I'm just trying to get like a better college to kind of put on my resume, I guess. Also, I didn't do internships as much as I should have, so I'm kind of like trying to make up for that. It just zeroes out. Bruh. Okay, wait. I gotta figure that out. That's ridiculous. Okay, where can I check this? Let's do this. Okay, let's try it again. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Well, the viewport looks fine. Let's take it step by step. Let's see. So we have window size, which is what? Oh yeah, the window's the same as the viewport. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems fine. Let's see, ensure there is an image based. Okay, so this one. Let's make sure the texture info is accurate. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. Texture metadata. I mean, the width and height looks fine, to be honest. Okay, so what is this? Okay, yeah, that would explain that. Yeah. What is? X and Y. Huh. Wait, what? Okay, I need to run this again and check it. Yo, nah, what? Okay, wait. Yeah, let me do this again. There's something I'm messing up here. Is it because the aspect ratio? No, but these are floats though, right? All the input values seem fine, so let's try this again. Okay, real real quick. So what is this? What is y? X is... Oh. Oh. Oh, right. Yeah. Do this first. Yeah, or maybe I should cache it or something. I don't know. But yeah. It was divided by 1. Alright, let's see. I got my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering 2 years ago, but I was disappointed, so I didn't go for a master's degree, at least in Russia. This major is interesting, but dead. No money at all. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, kind of how it feels like with like a lot of majors nowadays, huh? I don't know. I mean, nowadays, like CS, like there are jobs, but it's so like contentious. But you know, I don't know. So I'm just hoping for the best. Oh, I got you. With masters make 500 after tax month. It is province, not Moscow. It's delivery guys make more than engineer. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one thing, especially if everyone's moving into STEM, it's like it gets so overinflated. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's really a solution to that. It's kind of rough right now, right? Okay. Let me see if that solves my issue. Okay. Round 2. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's resize it again. What is going on? Just bad at math today, I guess. Wait, why is... Wait, what? What? Hold on. What is... How did the Y turn into this? Well, I'm perplexed. Why is it 1? Because these are both... This is a float. This is a float. So if we did... Okay, wait, let me check what my values are before I start. Like, how did this happen again? You know, it's turning into 1. Why is it turning into 1? Texture aspect ratio. Right now, yeah, I can show you real quick. Jenna Blue. nice to see you again. So I'm trying to figure out, like, basically what I want to happen, right, is I have this widget, right? I can resize it, so I'm going to size it like this, or whatever. And then when you click fixed aspect ratio, what I'm expecting it to do is query the texture data, like from this texture, and then just make sure that the aspect ratio of the X size matches the, you know, like the ratio is now the correct value, right? I'm getting like garbage data as input, or not as input, but like my division is getting messed up, so I'm trying to figure out what's wrong. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, this is me querying the texture data from like the texture information, and then here the texture aspect ratio. Yeah, X and Y are both 600. Right, so Y divided by X becomes 1, and then x becomes 1. So it should be a 1 by 1. That's what we should end up with. Okay, no, yeah, actually that's fine. So now I think something's wrong with this calculation. This one's the simpler one. Actually, maybe I should try the pixel one and see if it's broken or not. Yeah, basically. Yeah, you pretty much hit it on the nail on the head, as they say. Oh yeah, Red, he said CS is a good option nowadays in Russia, approximately numbers. Oh, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, I don't know, like, the whole situation with, like, cost of living and whatnot. But from what you said, this seems better. Yeah. Still crazy delivery guys do, but yeah, I guess so. Okay, so I want to see if the pixel version is still working. So I'm gonna mess with this a bit. So you can now specify the size in pixels. I added that recently. So yeah, this is obviously messed up. Let me undo it. Oh hey, that worked. Okay, let's do it again. Well, the idea should be, if this is true, then we'll call this, right? So I probably should add a stipulation in a second. Let's try it again. If we turn it on, it seems like this part's calculating correctly, the pixel size. Yeah, the pixel size is working. That one's pretty easy. But it seems like the... Yeah, so right now, the only times I'm checking is on toggle, and then I'm gonna next to reevaluate it when I modify the sizes, right? So I'm kind of doing it in 2 parts. Oh, I'm doing both. Yeah. I'm just starting with toggle because it's easier. And I mean, like, what is it? You would expect if you click on yes, it would, like, pop in real quick, right? But yeah, I'm gonna do both. So, yeah, the pixel one's working. So let's go back to percent and see what's going on. Yeah, it's like, what the hell? Okay, so let's do it. All right, so yeah, something about this calculation is just wrong. I thought I did the algebra correctly, but I guess not. Because it's supposed to be percent size times texture aspect ratio y. Oh, wait a second. Wait, what? Wait. Actually, wait, give me a sec. Let me go do my algebra again. I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't mean 10 minutes. Okay, I think I figured out what was wrong. So, the calculation for getting the, how do I say? The actual final output value is basically like output. I'm not gonna like do the actual code, but output is equal to win size, like window size, dot like x or whatever, times like the percent size, right? And that would be output.x, right? And then the idea, right, is we already have the output value for, how do I say? We already have the output value for x that already exists, or we can easily calculate it, right? What we need is the output value of x, and then we want to like lower the value, or like change the value based on like the aspect ratio so we can get the y value, right? So we get the output x, right? And then from there, what is it? The new output like y value is equal to output.x times the percent size, or no, the aspect ratio, the aspect ratio dot y. So this is kind of like this transformation being done here. And now we have the final output, like the actual like real world size of the widget, right? But we don't want that. So the final thing we want is we want to take this output.y, and then we get the equation. This is equal to, what was my equation? Oh no, yeah, it's output.y divided by the window size, size.y. The output size divided by the window size dot y. So is equal to the percentage dot y. Well, you would reverse this, but this is basically what we need. So you'll add functionality to change aspect ratio. Well, I'm just like, if you're talking about like for the images, there should be like an image editor, so you can modify the aspect ratio of the image. If you need like a custom aspect ratio for that particular image, trying to think of like, what would be the use case for that? Because let me think. Yeah, so the aspect ratio is automatically pulled from the texture. Yeah, so you wouldn't be modifying it. I'm trying to think of the use case for like being able to manually modify it. I think it's fine for this specific situation. But I get what you mean, yeah. Well, rent in Moscow, I'm responding to Red on YouTube, by the way. Well, rent in Moscow is $70 to about $800. Gas is $0.64 1 liter. And 10 eggs is $1. 1 liter of milk. I can live for like $200 on eating, no problem. Rent in provinces are like $250. Okay. That's not bad. Like considering like the numbers you threw out for like middle and senior, that's a good amount. But yeah, I guess junior is still a little tough, isn't it? So yeah, prices went up 2 times and everything. It's insane. Yeah, inflation just went crazy everywhere. Yeah, Red. Yeah, it's tough, man. Okay. I can probably do all this in one line, I guess. Let's see. Again, the ending goal is just to set the percentage. Percent size dot y. So we'll leave that is equal to. Now, I could just take this and then replace it here. I don't need a bunch of variables for this. We just inline it. And then this. So this is final size. Let me flip this around. Okay, so I think it's just you take this out and then you put it right here. Be careful with I don't want to be careful with the PEMDAS. I don't know the exact evaluation order. So I'd rather be a little over verbose about it. Okay, now let's make this into actual things. So this we'll bring over. Window size is fine. This is here. Times aspect percent percent size dot x. So yeah, we can get the actual absolute x value. Then you multiply that by the y aspect ratio, which is actually this, the actual name of it. And then just divide it by the window size, which is exactly the same, right? And of course, this is all just floats, so well, it should be. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's fine. I think the final, yeah, no, this is vector. Okay, so let's try this instead. Dereferencing null? No, it will assert if it's null. It's meant to let's yell at me about it, about that kind of stuff. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, I think I went over my time I said I was going to do today. But yeah, let's just get this little feature in, and then we should be good. All right, let's see. Did that work? I think it worked. Okay, I think the first thing. Let me pop out of this call stack. Yeah, I think that worked. I'll say we're only going to do this if Boolean's being set to true. That'll work more like intended, right? And then of course I gotta do this on the other case. Where's the other one? Fixed aspect ratio. Yep, there's the other one. Do this. Okay, let's retry it. I guess you would only calculate the navigation links if... Wait, what? I'm calculating navigation links here. I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. I don't know. Okay. Let's do a final test. Let's see. So, let's make it some weird size. Okay. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and turn on this. Go ahead and get rid of that. Yep, there we go. Perfect. And yeah, it's based on the X value, so it kind of got shrunk a bit. And then we turn it off. It's not going to do anything, but now we can modify it. And then again, when we turn it back on, and again, it's based on the current one, so yeah. And then presumably you would just like change the size and it would stay fixed, but we don't have that right now. And I want to be able to modify both of them, so I'm gonna have to be able to do it in both directions. So I might have to add like a Boolean or something based on like which Y value or X value I modified. Yeah. All right, but what time is it? I think we're at 2.5 hours. Okay, let me see if I can get it working on the X value, and then maybe off stream or offline I'll get it working on the Y, and then I'll go ahead and call it for like this thing. Yeah, we're about 90% done. So let's head back. We'll grab this out, and then let's go find the function where we modify the sizes. Percent size, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, if we just modify it in general, we'll go ahead and reevaluate it. And then we'll say, well, we have to do some extra checks here because this is not necessarily the correct type. So we want to do if, let's see. Oh wait, I know how to do this. We'll do runtime UI service, and then we're gonna say get image. No, it's oh, is that not available? What is going on? Must be private. Yeah, it's private. Okay, I'll make it public. Yeah, I don't really respect the whole private public thing. You probably should, but at some point I might just take another look at this whole thing with that in mind. But yeah, whatever. It's my engine. Get image data. Okay, and I'm going to get it from the active widget. Data. Reference data. Let's see. Oh, how's it going, NCB? How's it going? Oh no, this is supposed to be a pointer. Yeah, I'm just working on some UI stuff right now. I think I'm gonna wrap up the stream fairly soon. Image data. Probably, I think once I get this thing working, we're gonna call it. Sure, that's good. That's good to hear. Let's see. Image data. So if image data, actually we'll say this, if image data, and then say, and we'll do an and because it will evaluate this first and then it will evaluate the second part, so we can do this. We'll say image data. We can do like immediate check. Oh, Alec Sender to log. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, again, sorry, I'm going to be ending the stream soon, but I appreciate you coming by and following. The next stream should be on Monday. Oh, okay. Well, hey, for sure, right? Thanks for coming by on the Twitch stream. Yeah, I think you get like a model if you run Twitch stream. Yeah, there you go. Your trunks. Let's see. Wait, oh yeah, and M aspect. Okay, so if there is image data and there's a fixed aspect ratio is like valid, then we'll go ahead and do this. Where we like ensure that it stays. All right. So this will only work for the X. Changes to the X values. Y values, like it'll run this, but it won't do anything. But yeah, that's where I'm probably going to go ahead and leave it for today. So let's go ahead and try it out, make sure it works. And then, yeah, revalidate image size, widget size if fixed aspect ratio is specified. Okay, so let's go find the other one for pixel size. Yep, there it is. It's the exact same code. All right, let's try it out. And there's a few other cases where I probably want to revalidate this as well, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. Yeah, I asked what was it, Travis Roman on his stream, because I know he does multi-streaming. I was asking him how he thinks about it. It seems like he says it's going pretty good for him, so I don't know, I'm still kind of debating on the whole thing. Let's see. Okay, I gotta stop with the coffee. How do you specify that on... Do you know how you specify that on MSVC or on Visual Studio? I feel like I don't know, I don't think I've ever like checked that, if I do or not. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I specify that in any of my pre-make files. I don't think I do. It does seem like the compilation does go pretty fast though, and like some of them go in together instantly, so I'm like, maybe it is by default? I don't know. Why does it pop out like that? I gotta figure that out. It's so weird. It's probably because it's just in debug mode. Alright, anyways, let's see if this works. So we do have fixed aspect ratio. Oh yes, the Y value doesn't work, but the X value does scale properly. Nice. And let's check if the pixel one works as well. Yep, looks good. And this should work for like whatever texture you're using, right? So if I add another button or image, let's do image. Let's give this one a name. Random image. Let's go here, let's bring it over. General multiprocess. You know, I'll take a look. I'll take a look in a second. Let me just make sure this is working. Okay, I want to make sure that it's still applying the aspect ratio for like various sizes. So let me find like a texture that's like not perfectly sized. I think the purple block. No, the paddle is like oblong. Yeah, there we go. So we'll do fixed and let's scale it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it's fixed per on the image, right? But then we can like mess with it and then do that if you like. Okay, cool. Again, the Y value doesn't really work. Or I mean, when it's fixed, it doesn't really work. So I will address that. It's just kind of like an inversion of whatever I was working on before. So that's not too bad. But I just need to make sure I recognize when the Y value is being changed and when the X value is being changed, and then I gotta figure out, I don't know, doing it with floats is kind of weird. Gotta be careful with precision changes. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and push it. But yeah, let me take a look at that though. Project, see if I have that set. We'll try editor. Properties panel, properties C++. General. Multi-processor compilation. Scroll down. Oh yeah, it's yes. Yeah, I don't know if I specified that in my I don't know if I specified that in my pre-make or not. I can't really remember. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that it does because I do notice that like it takes big like compilation files and they all get like collapsed at once, and I'm like, that has to be done like in parallel. There's no way you guys did that like single threaded. But yeah, all right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it for today. I even got my little alert telling me it's time to stop. All right, let's see. So I specify. What did I even do? Get image. I'm glad I put this into a struct. It's a lot cleaner. Calculate fixed aspect ratio size. Yeah. Okay. Add struct for holding image data that is common between runtime UI widgets and runtime UI.cp/h. Add functions to maintain aspect ratio based on an image's texture in runtime UI.cp/h as well. Yeah. Did I do anything else? Yeah, that's kind of nothing. It's just me changing the type. Let's see, manager. Let's see. This is just changing the M data. I think I fixed one bug in here though somewhere. Yeah, you know, it's probably not that relevant. And use them in UI editor properties panel.cp. Okay. So I'll say enforce aspect ratio, fixed aspect ratio option for image widgets in the runtime UI. Okay. That's cool. Nice little commit. Again, I think I'm gonna go ahead and finish up enforcing it. It's gonna be basically the same code I just worked on, but I'm gonna need to just check and make sure I don't throw in any bugs. And then that'll be it. So yeah, I'll do that off stream. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yeah. Let me go ahead and push the Pong code, just make sure it's updated. I think I'm gonna get some food after this. Kinda hungry. see. Git status. Git. I'm not. It's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it alone. It's fine. Okay, so push game code necessary. Update progress board. I'm still working on some stuff, so I didn't really change anything on the board. Next stream should be on Monday. So yeah, the next stream should be on Monday. Same time, 1 p.m. my time, but again, if you want to check when the stream is relevant for your time zone, it should be inside of my Twitch schedule. So you can go and check and see when I will be on next. Yeah, I think it's gonna be about it for me today. Thanks everybody for coming by. Thanks Red, NCB, Gino. Oh, you guys, appreciate y'all coming by. Oh yeah, get your sleep, man. Get your sleep. Hope you get your rest. But yeah, I appreciate you coming by, man. If you're watching this on YouTube, thanks for coming by and checking out the stream. Yeah, I think it's gonna be about it for me. So yeah, later, guys.